Hey guys, we are here in Austin, Texas at the Texas Public Policy Foundation studios. We had an event, a summit with the leader with the Texas LLC, and I found another conservative immigrant. So obviously we had to do a quick video about immigrants and conservatism and why being a conservative immigrant makes sense and why being a purple-haired, raging, radical leftist immigrant is probably detrimental to your health, including your mental health. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Sarah Huff. I am here because I'm married a Texan, and I'm here because I always loved the American dream, and I pursued this in the legal way, in the right way. I believe that if you want to change your life, a lot of people come to this country with the idea of changing their lives. But I don't believe you can change your life pursuing something wrong or doing something in the wrong way. Because this is the free country. I mean, what people pursue here is most freedom. And being a legal immigrant, you're not going to be free. You're going to be, let's say that you're a good Christian from Honduras or Costa Rica and you just want a better life for a family. You're not going to be happy. You're always going to be scared, afraid, and you are starting a new life in the wrong way. So yeah, I think people should think a little bit more about that. And also, when you come here illegally, you are funding narcos, you are funding human trafficking and all that. So I came to the legal way. I paid a lot of money to be here. For me and my son, it was almost $20,000 in legal fees and all that, attorneys, interviews. It was a 2-year-long process. It was hard. I do believe we need a immigration reform, but not a reform that will allow anyone to come in, you know? Basically, that's how I got here.
Have you always held conservative beliefs coming to the United States? Or is this something that you got into seeing what's happening in the country, specifically around immigration?
You know, I have a very complicated background. I used to be a very radical feminist liberal in my past days. 12 years ago, 15 years ago, I will be like miserable. I came from a very complicated upbringing with one of my brothers and the narcos. I was kicked out of my house when I was 16. I ended up in prostitution, exploitation. So at the age of 18, I was the perfect victim for all this feminist, liberal, gender propaganda because I was hating the family institution. I was hating man. I was hating God. I was hating everything. So I was I was co-opted by the feminist movement, and I was actually funded in the year of 2012 to go to Ukraine to receive a training in how to be a feminist leadership. And I thought it was just me, but there was over 40 girls from many different countries there being funded to receive this training, this brainwash, and it was very hard.
So you went to Ukraine,
yes,
part of a program,
yes,
to be trained and educated on how to be a feminist?
Yes.
And where were this money coming from? Or was it an organization? Was it the government?
Well, at that time when I asked them, and I was like 18, 19, I asked them where the money was coming from, and they will say, it's just local donations. We are selling, merchandising and t-shirts and all that. But I mean, Ukraine is a very, very poor country. And when I was there in Kyiv, their office would be very, big and beautiful, very luxurious. And I didn't believe at the beginning, but I also knew that it was kind of a freshman. They wouldn't tell me exactly everything. I needed to prove myself even more. Now it's very well known that there is a lot of foundations like Rockefeller Foundation, George Soros Foundation, MacArthur Foundation, and many international foundations that will openly fund this kind of movement. And it's not a conspiracy theory. You can go right now to the OpenSocietyFoundation.com, and their branches and their expanding and their fellowships and grants will be there with thousands and thousands of millions of dollars that they fund feminist, gender, racial, all this kind of cultural militancy. So
I'm a little bit taken aback by what you said, because we know the radicalization that is happening here in the United States. I just was not aware, and I should have been aware, but I was not aware that is happening at such a global scale,
Yes.
where people, women for that matter, from various countries are being flown to another country to receive training on how to be better feminists, for lack of a better word.
yeah.
And that is completely mind-blowing, and it's something that, I mean, I've been in politics for 4 years now, and I didn't know about it. I can just imagine John Schmo down the road, not knowing that this is happening. I want to circle back just a little bit, because you mentioned earlier immigration reform. You stated how we need to reform the system.
Yes.
And I am of the opinion that the system is already working. We have millions of immigrants in this country that got naturalized. They came here the right way. They got their immigration benefits through family, marriage, work, asylum, DACA. What do you see, in your opinion, that could be changed when it comes to the immigration system here in this country?
I think primarily the criterion.
Okay.
Some people, they are scared to say what kind of immigrants they want here. And I think it's time for the American people to start to, live that out. Because we understand that not every single immigrant will assimilate to the culture. That's what I'm always telling my fellow immigrants. We are the ones coming here. We should learn their language. We should assimilate it to their culture. We can't just bring our culture here.
You can't, that's racist. You can.
No. Yeah, I mean, we are coming here. We should just understand that, respect that, and serve their country, not taking advantage of America to bring back something to our country. Because if we are here, it's because we understand, and we acknowledge that this country is better. And some people will say, "Oh, it's not better than my country." Well, there are concepts that they cannot be changed. Some things are better than others, for good or right. I mean, that's the truth. That's why I'm here. I'm from Brazil, and now we are basically a communist dictatorship there, and people are being arrested. People are being, it's just being horrible down there. So what did I do? I came to a better country, a country where I am able to be free. Well, at least for now. And that's why I feel in my heart that immigrants, if they're here legally, they have to forget, and that's hard to say, they have to forget this, I want to make my country better. No, if they are here, if they're taking advantage of this country, we should fight for this country. When I speak about immigration reform, it's just making the system better and more efficient. I started my immigration process under Biden administration, and it was just terrible. Everything will take like months. Calling to the USCIS, it will be like a miserable experience, hours and hours on the phone with my attorneys and paralegals. And now I've been waiting for this moment, because I just want to shout out for Trump administration. Everybody will say, no, Trump is doing a terrible job with administration. That's not right, because I have my green card, and now I am working on the process to obtain my 10-year green card. And I can tell, I started my immigration process under Biden administration, and I keep doing my immigration process under Trump administration. So I have both views. And it's way better under Trump administration. Things are running so faster. It is fast, is efficient. Now, before, I used to call the immigration for hours and hours. Now everything is digital. I can just go to the website and I will talk to an agent right there live.
Yeah, the
And
average wait times for green cards and naturalization almost in half nationwide.
yeah, that's
There's
wild.
there's a Facebook forum, the N400 Naturalization Forum, something, and people out there are giving testimony how they got their citizenship interview within 3 to 4 months.
Yes.
Something that used to be 18 months or a year and a half to 2 years easy in some jurisdictions because they were so overwhelmed with everything that they had, from asylum to visas to work permits to temporary protected status, the TPS. So yeah, it's definitely been a change to the
Yes.
better with the current administration. So shout out to Daddy Trump for that.
Yes.
If Trump would be here with us, if President Trump would be here with us, what is one thing that you'd like for him to do better?
I think they're going to a right way. I mean, just improving technology. They are probably using AI to run the process faster. I think I wouldn't change any. I'm just so surprised with how fast everything it is and how, I'm just surprised with all that. I just want him to keep doing that. I will touch the topic of criteria. I think religion is a big criteria. We see how America and especially Texas are being flooded with Muslims, and that's something that I, myself as a Christian immigrant, that bothers me a lot. I want my son and my stepkids who are American citizens, I want them in a safe country, in a safe Texas. Come on, I just got here, and I just came from a very unsafe country. And I want to keep my hopes up to America. I don't want to get here and being threatened by a Islamic threat or a liberal whatever, So that's why I want to encourage all immigrants to understand that if they're living over American soil, that's the soil that we should be grateful. That's the soil that we should fight for.
Fair enough. Thank you so much for your time and doing this interview with me here at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. We just wrapped up day 2 of the Texas Liberty Leadership Council. If you are in Texas and you want to get involved in your local policy, the Texas LLC is the best place to start your political engagement journey.